knowledge isn't free. You got to pay attention. And this is thoughts while thinking, and these opinions are mine. And you can lead a human to knowledge, but you can't make them think. Well, we got to start thinking. Our knowledge is not much worth much if we don't do a little thinking. And you know, we got a lot of knowledge out there. All we got to do is go get it. And you know, in this day and age, with all that knowledge on the internet and libraries and bookstores and whatever, uh, ignorance is a choice. So if you want to be ignorant, you just choose to be, because there's plenty of information out there to help you gain some knowledge. And you gain that knowledge a little bit at a time, just like those little ants building their winter supplies. You just get it a little bit every day, and you learn something every day, and that's the way you gain some knowledge. And the great aim of education is not knowledge, but the action. Because you know, knowledge without action is kind of worthless. We got to act on what we know and what knowledge we have. And on goals, we do not focus on that. We focus on those obstacles, and we try to figure out a workaround how to get them. And we should be looking and focusing on the goals, because that's where we want to go. We don't want to go those obstacles, so let's look at the goals. And this little thing here says, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where the knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken into little fragments by narrowing domestic walls, where the words come out from the depths of truth, where the tireless striving stretches its arms toward perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not been lost its way, into the dearest desert sand of dead habits, where your mind is led toward thee, into ever widening thought and action, into the heaven of freedom. My Father, let my country awake. Now think about that. That's a deep subject there, and we got to have that knowledge and go about that. And we got to keep educating ourselves. It's not a one-time deal. We got to do it every day. We got to think about it every day. Knowledge is power, and knowledge is power if you use it and work for it. And power without action is kind of worthless, so you got to put action to it. And it's kind of like that little old lady in the church said, you got to put feet to your prayer. And that's what we got to do, is put actions to our knowledge. And the people get on the world, and the people get up and look at the circumstances they're in, and they can't find them, and they just got to make them. And that's what they do. The movers and the shakers, they can't find their circumstances. They make their circumstances. So think about that. Think about what you're doing. And knowledge is the key. Don't stay ignorant. You got to keep learning. And you got to know what you're doing. And information is not knowledge. You got to process that information into knowledge to where it makes some sense to you and maybe somebody else. And I'm learning to trust the journey, even though I don't understand it. And I don't really understand the journey that we're on, but I guess we got to trust it. And the knowledge is supposed to give us freedom, and we got to work on that, because that's what knowledge is for. And knowledge is free, so we just got to go get it. And knowledge is the key to knowing, and the key to progress, the key to happiness. The knowledge you learn is what keeps you going. And knowledge is having the right answer. Intelligence is asking the right questions. So we got to write the right question about the information we get. Think about that. We got to ask for the right question. And it's not ignorance that's a problem, they say. It's the illusion of knowledge that's a problem. There's a lot of people out there with a lot of information but don't have any knowledge. Now think about that. Think about how that works. And we got to work on going there, and we got to make it work. and we can have our heads full of books and pencils and internet and all that kind of stuff. But if we don't put it to use, what good is it? We got to make it work. And the key to making a good decision is understanding it's not swimming in the information. We got to understand what the question is and ask the right questions and study the right questions, and then we make the right decision. And the knowledge is a sharing with the world, and it's discussing it, and it's reflecting on it, and it's the major thing is asking the right question. That's how we get useful knowledge, is asking the right question. And I believe the sun even when it's not shining, and I believe in love whenever I'm alone. And I believe in God when He don't show up, but I can see Him. But that's the way it goes. We're in that situation, and we just got to trust it and move on. And your perception of yourself are limited by your limited beliefs. You are, in fact, an energetic force of all possibilities. Embrace this, celebrate it, and don't doubt it. And knowledge is a free good. It's the biggest cost is the transmission and not the production and the distribution of knowledge. It's the assimilation of it. We have to assimilate that knowledge to make it work for us. Now think about that. That's where we need to be going. And I gotta give you an alert. If you read a book today, you're in danger of destroying your ignorance. So think about that. And this is Thoughts While Thinking, and it's adios amigos, and we're going to see you on the flip side.